You are now listening to the Touchline Fracas podcast, presented by your host, Lewis.
Hello and welcome to another Touchline Fracas podcast. This week we'll be rounding up the World Cup and giving you our insight into all your listeners' questions this week, so thank you in advance for making this show possible. Before we start, let's introduce today's guests. Making his return after an Abu Dhabi-esque absence is a man who is hated more by Arsenal fans than Robin van Persie. Is Daniel, aka Swagador. How you doing, pal?
I'm good, man. It's good to be back. Fuck Arsenal. I'm joking.
Well, sticking with more Arsenal hatred is Twitter's biggest troll and born-again OKC Thunder fan, Io. How you doing, mate?
Prick. Yeah, that was good.
Before you're getting all worried, this show isn't all about Arsenal hatred. Our next guest is a man who scores more times a night than Germany do against Brazil. It's Leroy. How you doing, Leroy?
Hey, hi guys. How you doing?
Our last guest is a bloke who enjoys sitting in front of Burger King in Piccadilly Circus with a farmer's hat on. It's Morayo. How you doing, Morayo?
That was a shit intro, mate.
Sorry, man.
The worst of the lot. Thanks.
That's not a bad one. Can you just tell me why you enjoy sitting in front of Burger King with a farmer's hat?
I had to meet a mate, man. I don't want to get into it.
What did you get from Burger King, by the way?
I didn't get anything, man.
You didn't get anything?
Leave it, alright?
Alright. We'll leave it there. Anyway, so I suppose there's only one place to start. The end of the World Cup is nigh. It's been an entertaining 3 weeks. So I mean, it's a Germany-Argentina final. Daniel, have the two best teams made the final?
To be honest, I haven't really watched the World Cup in depth to say so. But with Argentina, what I've seen of Argentina is a lot of the time Messi's been the difference. I don't think that they've really had that team performance, but Germany, sure, like we can look at the other teams and you can say that Neymar was doing a lot for Brazil and Robben was doing a lot for Holland, but with Germany, it's been more of I know Muller's been scoring goals, but it's been an efficient team, a slick European side. So I suppose Germany, it's good that they got there. I prefer they don't win. I have a thing against the Germans, but yeah, I suppose they're two good teams. One thing I do like, it was the first World Cup where all of the top teams from the group, they went on to the next stage after the first stage of knockouts. And a lot of even if the underdogs been playing better, a lot of the better teams have gone through. So it's good that we've had that quality lasting into the last stages. So I'm happy that is a big final, big players, and I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, I mean, how do you see the final going? Do you see Germany pulling Argentina apart like they did Brazil, or do you think it's going to be a lot more like the second semi-final with Argentina versus Holland?
I think it will be like this. I think it will be that second final because I don't think Argentina are that stupid to play as open as Brazil were, and I don't think their defenders will collapse like the Brazilian defenders did against Germany. I think if both teams play to their capacity, Germany should win. Argentina haven't played well in one game. I think their best game so far might have been maybe the Nigeria game, but even then Nigeria caused them so many problems. So there hasn't been one performance that I would say has been 8 out of 10 from Argentina, but yet they're in a final and they just look really, really, really unbalanced. So I fancy Germany. And the thing is, even with Germany, they haven't really been firing all cylinders. Like Ozil hasn't been playing great. Toni Kroos hasn't been playing great. Götze hasn't been playing great. Lama's playing centre mid for a lot of the tournament. They haven't really been firing apart from the first game and obviously the game against Brazil. So it'll be an interesting game. But I fancy Germany. I'll be surprised if they don't win it. Very surprised.
Okay. So Leroy, I mean, who has been your player of the tournament so far?
Who's been what? Sorry.
Who's been your player of the tournament so far?
My player of the tournament so far has still been Robben. I think Robben's just been so dangerous. Even in the last game that they lost, he's just sort of been the difference maker and sort of the talisman for the Netherlands team. But then obviously James Rodriguez has to take a shot with that as well because he's been amazing as well. So I'd say Robben and then second James Rodriguez.
Mariah, would you agree with that, or do you have someone else in mind?
Now I pick James on top of Robben personally. I think he's done really well. Not that his performances were, well, maybe to the masses they were surprised, but the match that really made me think, okay, this guy's really good was that match against Brazil, because they literally tried to kick him out of the game. And he didn't. Normally, when you do that, a player will just hide and then just maybe just keep it. But he kept coming for the ball, kept demanding it, kept fighting. I really like what I saw from him. So yeah, I'd pick him. Muller's been typical Muller, dangerous, picks up the right spots as well. So yeah, maybe those two along with Robben, I would say, yeah, they've had the best tournaments thus far.
What about in terms of like the best team? Who has been the most impressive team? Whether that's a team that's gone out. Is
Colombia.
it Colombia? Yeah.
Colombia played. I think they've played the most exciting to watch because from throughout the tournament, they've kind of had the right mix of power and flair, and as soon as they win the ball back, all they think about is getting the forward. I think they've been by far the best team to watch. I can't think of many teams putting in as many consistent performances as Colombia. Because Germany, they had a great first game. The next two games were a bit flat. And was flat against Algeria.
The team I've enjoyed most this tournament, to be fair, is France, and for similar reasons. I think France had a beautiful balance. France they were quality. They had a beautiful balance. They sort of had a really that balance between athletic, dynamic, but technical, efficient. I think they had pretty much everything you want from a footballing team. Like pretty good defensively overall. I just think the way they set out their team, the way they changed it for certain games, the way they changed it in between games, the subs they made, everything was really balanced. So my favourite team in the tournament has actually been France.
Okay, so in terms of we talked about a bit about the player of the tournament, but who has been the most disappointing player of the tournament? Is there any standout players for that category?
Ozil.
Are you being serious?
Who said that?
No, I'm joking.
Aguero.
Adrian Durham.
It's been Aguero to me.
Really?
He hasn't really played though, and he was shut out on the left. So that was.
When was he injured against Nigeria? Right?
Nah, I think he was.
No, it was in the last game, wasn't it? No, the one previous.
Did he play against Nigeria? I'm pretty sure Lavezzi started. I think he got injured the second game.
I think he played the first two and missed the last one.
Yeah, I think he played the first two and missed the last one.
Yeah.
I think there's been a lot of players been disappointed. I think.
Yep. Van Persie.
At least Van Persie played well for like half the time he was there. Even Van Persie. Goetze has been.
I think Cavani's been poor.
His reputation's in tatters, man.
Yeah, he was very.
No, but the thing of Cavani, first game he gets a goal, they get battered. Second game they play him off Suarez, which is quite weird, and basically just get him to mark Steven Gerrard. Third game against Italy, I didn't see, so I can't really judge. But I think Cavani was kind of misused, but he didn't have a good tournament. No. I think Goetze has been poor than what he usually is. Obviously Ronaldo, but Ronaldo had no legs.
You could pretty much name anyone from Portugal. They were awful.
I think Higuain's been poor.
See, a lot of these players like Goetze, Cavani, I don't expect much from them anyway. So when I saw them, I wasn't really disappointed. But just because what I've seen of them, I didn't expect them to show that. And a lot of people say Hazard as well.
And Oscar. Hazard and Oscar.
Exactly, with Oscar and Hazard, I don't expect much from them anyway. Because I've watched, whenever I've seen Hazard for Belgium, he's never been a star. He's never, even with Chelsea, I don't rely on him as to be the star for Chelsea. I mean, last season he was good, because for a quarter of last season he was really good, and that was surprising to me. But you can't rely on Hazard. He's just not that player, in my opinion. De Bruyne, all throughout the tournament qualifiers, De Bruyne's been the star for. It's just typical. Like Hazard, he needs to grow up. He needs to sort himself out.
I accepted this tournament for the tournament. Okay, this is when Hazard, really steps up. Obviously, he had like a breakthrough period last tournament. So I thought he was going to take it on to the next stage.
Tournament? Oh,
last season, sorry, yeah.
Last season, he started off good, but then he tailed off.
Yeah, he did.
But to be fair to Hazard, he wasn't really part of a team that was functioning.
No, it's not. That's not an excuse. That's not an excuse.
Don't you think? Yeah. But we've seen the same with Messi, though, Daniel. I mean, when you're part of a team that isn't quite a team yet, doesn't that detract away from you as a player?
I don't think it's an excuse. I think, like with Bell for Wales, he will stand up and he'll do that and he'll take the responsibility. He'll be the biggest player. At least Hazard be the biggest player, but he hasn't learned to do that yet. And so a lot of people, I feel like with Neymar, people talk about Neymar and Hazard, and I've been asking for a long time, who do you rate more, Neymar or Hazard? And with Neymar, since he's been a kid, whether it's been for Santos, whether it's been for the Brazil under-17, like I've watched Hazard rise through the ranks for the youth in Belgium, and he's always had this, let me go out and have fun, let me go out and nutmeg a player, let me dance around the whole pitch. He's never been, let me carry this team to the final and let me win it. And he's never had that attitude. And even for Lille, when people were saying that, oh, he's finally come good for Lille, he's winning games, a lot of his goals were penalties or free kicks. He never really became that player. And so last season I was actually impressed because for a quarter of the season, he was winning games for Chelsea. But you can never rely on Hazard. You shouldn't rely on Hazard as a one-man team player because he's not that player. De Bruyne is more of that player for Belgium than he is.
Okay, fair enough. What about Di Maria? I mean, what have people made of his performances? Because, in my opinion, he's been one of the worst players in the World Cup.
I wouldn't say one of the worst ones. I think he's been poor. He had a few games where he was all right, but I think Silva's been awful. David Silva.
I don't even remember Spain playing, to be fair. It's been so long ago. It's like
feels like ages ago.
Yeah, it feels such a long time ago.
Alright, can I ask you guys a question though? Like these big players, a lot of these big players who play poorly and like had poor games, like Messi as well, has had a poor 90 minutes most of the times. But they made the difference, like because you say Di Maria's been one of the poorest players in the tournament, but wasn't it him who made the difference and got them through? It wasn't him.
Yeah, same with Hazard. In I think one of the group games, he provided the spot. Well, which is obviously, but like still though, like just because you make the difference, that's what a lot of people say about Gareth Bale. Yeah, he's scoring these goals, but hasn't been great, so we can't kind of use that.
Yeah, making a difference in one game is one thing. If you play shit, but you continually make the difference and win games across the tournament, then you've had a good tournament for me. But if you just do it in one game,
that's why I think Messi. That's why I think Messi had a good tournament because he's played well, but he's been a match win on. Like it was his run that set up. What's his name? Di Maria in the second round. He won the game against Nigeria. He won the game against Iran, and he won the game against Bosnia.
Yeah.
So when you're winning games for your team, that's when you're a top player.
Yeah. That's 4 games playing poorly. He's won the game. Even Brazil were never good. Neymar was just literally he carried Fred, Hulk, and Oscar. Yeah. In terms of attacking wise, he carried all of them.
Yeah.
Oh no, Fred has to be the worst player of the tournament.
I felt so sorry for Fred. Because
I don't agree with the Bruce.
He had about 20 touches for the whole World Cup.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is everybody knows how Fred plays. Scolari knows how Fred plays.
Yeah.
All of the Brazilian crowd were scapegoating Fred the same way the people in the media, the British media, were scapegoating Luis. And we always want to pin it on one individual. Like, if you're gonna boo the whole team. The way that what they was doing to Fred was just not fair. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, like people. That's how Fred played. If Fred gets chances, he'll probably take them away. He won't really get chances. So I don't like especially the British media. They were absolutely good. Okay, Luis played all fair enough, but is it like we forgot Dante was right next to him? Like Dante
and Marcelo. But
Marcelo,
that's just the way it is. Even with Ozil, the 7-1 win, the story came out the next day saying Germany win 7-1, but Ozil played poorly. So they always look for that negative angle on players that they can smell.
But even if that one, what game were they watching? Because I thought Ozil was excellent. Okay, he wasn't as good as Cruz and Khedira, but Cruz and Khedira pretty much played.
Well, even they were the French ones, and they gave him the lowest mark out of all the German players by 2, like 5. I think the next worst German player got 7. Yeah, so that's L'Equipe. So it's not just one media.
But then I've seen a few other newspapers, but some have given Ozil quite high marks. So I think it just depends on the outlet.
I
mean, Daniel, I know that's a question that you have towards the end of the show, isn't it? Whether to do with Ozil. So maybe we can explain that a bit later towards the end of the show, because I think there is a lot to be made of whether there is an agenda against certain players, but whether that actually exists or not. But sticking with the World Cup, just briefly, who would you say have been like? So if we were to make a team, a first 11, who would be in that team? So starting with a goalkeeper, who's been the best goalkeeper of the tournament? Would it have to be Ochoa?
That's Mexico's keeper, right?
Mexico or Costa Rica's keeper is my.
I don't know. Costa Rica's. I don't know. I don't know. I think Mexico's keeper because I've never seen a team have to hold so many shots and this guy save everything. I don't understand it.
But then against Holland, Navas did the same against Holland.
Yeah, and he stayed in the tournament a bit longer as well.
Yeah,
but just splitting hairs.
Yeah, but that was one game. Though. The other games, in their group, they were relatively comfortable. They weren't getting pummeled like that.
I'm going to Choro as well.
Yeah, because Mexico, the shots were getting beaten off at their goal like it was Call of Duty. Like, everyone was having shots.
Yeah.
And you know what? I was in Mexico at the time, and everyone came out to watch. You can imagine, everyone was there, and basically, so many times that happened where he would make an amazing save, and the whole place just erupted, and it kept on happening because he was making so many saves. And he made himself a star. Out of all the goalkeepers, I think he made himself a star.
Yeah, so
it's a bad choice.
Okay, well, we can put him in goal then.
Yeah. What about the defence? But starting from the right back, I mean, Glenn Johnson get a mention.
You got jokes. Do you know who I want to say? I want to say the American guy.
Yeah.
But he only played once, Daniel.
Huh?
He only played once.
No, not Yedlin. The one who.
Oh, okay.
What's his name?
he's rapid. What's his name?
What? Not DeMarcus Beasley.
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about.
But he's really good. I saw him last. I think it was the Confederations Cup.
Didn't he play one on the? That was Yedlin. Wasn't it? 20s, I think. No, carry on. I got confused. Carry on.
Yeah, so I've seen him before, and he was so rapid going forward, and it was sick. And then so this is is it Fabian Johnson?
Fabian Johnson, that's it. Fabian
Johnson, he was amazing going forward, and so
his stock must have risen.
In terms of quality, I like him as a right back. I didn't get to watch the World Cup in its entirety, but as a right back, I really like that guy.
He was really good. He was really, really, really good.
What about the two centre halves?
Thiago Silva.
Hummels.
Yo, can I quickly say? Did you hear about this? Hummels said apparently. They said that the Germans agreed at half time.
Wasn't that Muller?
Brazilians.
Wasn't that Muller, Daniel?
I heard Hummels and Bierhoff said it.
Really?
What did they say?
They said that. They said that they agreed at half time to come out and be easy on the Brazilians.
Oh, that can't sit well, man.
Yeah, just to not shame the Brazilians.
Because that's
true sportsmanship.
Someone was saying to me the other day that in Italian football they sort of like frown upon it. If you're 3-0 up, you shouldn't really.
Yeah, sportsmanship.
Yeah.
I
don't personally agree with that. I think you should.
7 points.
Sure,
They went to
came up.
them.
Yeah.
No, but it could have been worse though. Like
Yeah.
they literally could have scored when they wanted. Like,
but don't you think? I don't know. Don't you think that Neymar and Thiago Silva wasn't there? So now, because we don't know what it would have been like when
Yeah, of course, that's why I'm saying.
so now it's kind of elevated Thiago Silva and Neymar. They could have still got smashed 4 or 5-0 if they were playing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think that they would have if Thiago Silva was playing. To be fair.
Yeah, but it's still presumptuous, man.
but you can still make an estimation. Like,
yeah.
cause how many of them goals was like so
They look so easy because I didn't watch it live.
I so wish that Thiago Silva was playing, man. Because if he was playing, let's play devil's advocate, and he was playing, and then they still got destroyed. What would everyone be saying?
Because his reputation is the best defender in the world, right?
Now, it's elevated him. I think it's elevated him now just because of a game he didn't play. Whereas I like to judge players for games they have to.
Even if he was there, David Luiz still got a whole blame. That's
but forgetting about David Luiz, it's just that I think that has even elevated more Thiago Silva, more the fact that he wasn't playing in that match.
Oh yeah, of course, definitely, because you can't imagine a defense with Thiago Silva and it conceded 7 goals.
Oh, what, 7? I don't know, man. So is Koscielny a good defender?
Yes.
But I think that's more to do with Wenger, to be fair.
No, I'm not coming. I'm just saying. I'm just bringing an example.
He is a good defender.
Right?
Yes.
That's what I'm just saying. So a good defender can be in a defense, and we had this argument for that.
That's very true. That's very true, Daniel.
A good defender can be in a defense.
Koscielny, man. Can't you use like Piol or something from like when Bayern?
I'm gonna use Arsenal because Arsenal get pumped the most, so that's the first.
It's
Plus,
true.
obviously, I've got a reputation to hold up.
It's true. It's true.
So what are we going for? Hummels and
We're going for Humbles and
Ramsey.
Ramos?
no, you
That's
mean
a Ramsey.
Oh,
To be honest,
I'm going for Nigeria's Morayo. I don't care what anybody says.
the Chelsea boy.
Yeah, he's been a beast this one.
yeah,
Anybody
he's been a beast as well.
he's been a beast. He's
Was he that sort of Ezekiel Garay?
You see, Kara's been a baller from better days. That's another one. Real Madrid bought him for no reason. They bought him
And
for
then
no
they
reason.
sold. Yeah, he had a shaky first season and they got rid of him.
Oh,
Would you put him in the team?
One quick comment. Yeah, I hate the fact that commentators don't do their homework. Yeah, for example,
So
yesterday,
annoying.
Garay went and took a penalty, and they're like, I'm not sure about centre back. Oh, that's a centre back's penalty. But if Andy Townsend actually watched football, he would know that Ezekiel Garay is a set piece specialist. You see what I'm saying? So he was like, that's. And what other game was it?
and what on earth is a centre back's penalty anyway? That wasn't a centre back's penalty.
Just smashed it.
Hulk was talking to they are.
Oh yeah, when hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I think who was taking the penalty, James Rodriguez, yeah, and then Hulk was saying something to Julio Cesar, and then the commentator was like, Townsend again, the dumb prick, yeah, was like, Hulk's probably just trying to put him off. What could Hulk possibly know? I was thinking, they play together at Porto, you flipping retard. Like, do you not watch? Like, it's flipping. Look, like, how these guys getting paid and they don't know anything.
But you know what it is. They're ex-footballers and they're just there. They don't really care about football and they don't really care about their job. They're just there. They get researchers to hand them notes and they read off things they don't know about football. But
yeah, exactly.
It doesn't piss me off, man. I know what it is. I know what the game is, man.
No. It's just Andy Townsend that pisses me off. It's just him.
Yeah.
So who we have at centre back?
Hummels.
I think Garay's a shot because Argentina finally conceded goals.
Yeah, that's true. They only conceded 2 against Nigeria, wasn't it? And 1 against Bosnia.
Obviously, conceded against Nigeria, and I would.
Where Musa turned into Alexis Sanchez, mate.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
Is Alexis Sanchez the go-to guy now? Yeah, can I ask a quick question while we're on this? Is Alexis Sanchez the best attacking player in the world, Lewis?
But no, come on. He's only behind Messi, come on.
The discussions, man. I'm watching Debuchy's going to slip into top right back discussion now.
Easily. I love it.
I watched Remy. Is Remy one of the top 10 forwards in Europe? Like, listen, I'm telling you now, yeah, for the end of the season, there's going to be Sanchez, Neymar comparisons. I promise you. If it doesn't happen, write it down today. Write it down today.
There should be. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
We'll see in it. We'll see.
There's nothing wrong with that.
What about left back, guys? Who's impressed you at left back?
Who do you say for?
Argentina.
No, not Rojo. No.
The young guy.
Yeah, Rojo.
Oh, I don't like him.
What?
No. There's something about him that really irks me.
What, the fact that he's a better...
We're talking about football, man. What are you talking about?
Exactly.
No, I don't like the way he play. I don't like the way he attacks. Isn't he a centre back?
Nah, he's a left back, I believe.
Oh.
He's got the build of one as well.
I don't know what you like against Rojo.
Maybe I got a bit put off by his performance the other day against Holland, but everyone was poor, so I shouldn't really judge on that. But
No, you know what? You know who I'm going for left back now. You know that Costa Rica left back. That Diaz. Bruv, was this Diaz or something?
the one who got sent off.
I don't remember his name. The one that just kept. All I just kept seeing is I don't remember. They all look the same to me, bruv. I can't even lie. The one that just kept marauding. He was just marauding, bruv. He was just up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down the whole time. That's so tenacious. Was it Gamboa, Riaz?
I think it might be Gamboa.
Bruv, something like that, bruv.
Gamboa.
Yeah. I remember watching the match. I think I can check that out anyway.
Yeah.
First comes first, we just say Costa Rican right back.
It's Costa Rican. Yeah, it's Costa Rican back, whatever.
I'm just thinking if we were to make like a team of the worst players at the World Cup, it would literally just be labelled England. Because I'm just thinking like Baines, Johnson, Jagielka.
Jagielka's captain's armband, 100%. Useless prick.
What about what would we go for in midfield?
Has Danny Blind played good for Holland?
Yeah, it's very good. But left back there. Midfield. I think Mascherano has to be there, you know.
Yeah.
But what they do, like when they attack, it's kind of weird. Like their fullbacks push on because their wingers are tend to be the wingers are quite inverted. They come in and their fullbacks push on, so it's kind of like a 3-5-2, and he kind of drops in and
into this like a centre back role sort of.
But that's normal DM. That's normal DM job. Yeah, because obviously he's played centre back for Barcelona.
He's been a monster. Like he has been a monster.
Do you know what? How he rated so hard this tournament in centre mid? Do you know? I think Diaz from Chile.
From Chile.
Yeah, he's the centre. He's been balling. Like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's Diaz. Like he's kind of like a Chilean Jack. I know everyone says that about a player who's just technical, passes it well. Like he's kind of like their tempo setter. I think he's been excellent this tournament.
There have been some decent midfielders. I've liked Herrera from Mexico.
Yeah, I was just about to say
Herrera was good from Mexico. And you know what I liked for USA, Bradley. I think Bradley balled.
Michael Bradley, the bald one, yeah? Yeah.
He got a lot of criticism in America for his performances.
They don't really. I follow quite a few Americans on my timeline. They also.
That's because it's Americans. Like if you,
they don't know anything about football.
No.
You can't say that.
No, they do. Americans are different. If you're their best player, they expect you to just run things, and if you don't run things, they're not rating. They're very win or else type country. So that's probably the reason why they were.
I thought he balled, man. I thought he done quite well.
I've always liked Michael Bradley as a player.
The only thing that I remember he did is when he lost. He's the one who lost the ball twice against Portugal.
Yeah, I think that's what he got a lot of stick for, wasn't it?
That's the glaring mistake that he made.
They still got through, so it's catch.
So we got Mascherano in there with Bradley, or
I don't think Bradley's been the mix.
I wouldn't get in the team, but I thought he deserved a mention.
I think De Jong's been good.
Yeah. I think who said Cruz hasn't had a good tournament? I thought Cruz has been alright.
I think Cruz has been good, but not to the level that I expected him.
Really?
Obviously, I'm a big Cruz fan, so there's certain games where he's played really well, and then as periods he's played really bad. Like I think the first game against Portugal was really good. Ghana weren't that great. Good against USA. Weren't that great against Algeria. Then he's been good ever since. So he's been a bit. I don't think he's been consistently good enough to be, especially ahead of Herrera, who's been good in every single game I've seen him play, as well as Diaz as well. So I'm not sure if I'll put him.
So are we playing a midfield 3 or a midfield 2?
Probably a midfield 2.
No, we do the 4-4-2, man. That's the.
What about Kabay?
Yeah, no, I've rated Kabay's performances. I've rated Kabay's performances very highly.
And Matuidi. I think
Matuidi's been good.
Who else has been?
I'm trying to think of who else there is.
Midfield wise, no one else has really stood out to be like that.
I think Mascherano's has been Mascherano's been the best, and I think Diaz and Herrera. Those are the three that I would put my name behind.
Okay. What about? So what are we going for? 4-4-2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So wingers.
So wingers. Well, Sanchez has to be up there unless you're going to put him up front. So he has to be in the team.
I think Robin's definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
I'd say Robin and James Rodriguez.
Ramos and Cuadrado.
Oh, but then you have to put Rodriguez in the team. You have to put Rodriguez in the
You have
team.
to put James in the team.
Yeah, but and Hammers could be up front because he hasn't played out wide. So
Well, Messi's going to be in the team too, so we have to figure it out.
yeah,
Messi.
We'll figure it out. But Cuadrado's been the best winger. Him and Robin have been the best wingers. But Robin hasn't really played.
Sorry, I would go James Rodriguez and Robin because then I need to put Messi and Muller up top. So boy.
That's what I'm saying. You got to think about it.
Hammers hasn't played wide, so I don't understand. Why would you put him as the best winger?
No, but we're just going to have to do it the Sun style. We're going to have to just like Garth Crooks style. We're going to have to do it like that.
I'm having Cuadrado. I'm having it. He has to play.
That's what I'm saying. It's a group vote, man. So put him forward, but we will decide as a group.
But the group.
It's typical Nigerian.
That's what I'm saying.
Cuadrado has made at least 7 players per game.
Yeah.
Do 7-man shot every game.
Is that an official statistic?
That's who scored says that.
Ask Papa. Ask him how many 10-man shots. Like every game. Nah, I'm not having it, Cuadrado.
So we got Robin and James on the wing.
Yeah, Robin and James on the wing, and Messi and
No,
Muller over Sanchez.
Muller has
Yes. Yes. It's starting already.
but guys, Cuadrado's been better than Muller this tournament.
No, yeah.
I think Muller scored goals, but I haven't really been alright. But you have to put him in there. Don't you?
Cuadrado has it better than Muller this tournament. Do not lie to yourself.
No, I think he's the guy.
Huh?
Muller's been the difference. Like, he's been the difference for the every.
Well, in terms of performance, Cuadrado has played better than Muller, and I know you know it, and I know you see it as well.
So what? We got Ayo in the Cuadrado camp, and then we got Leroy in the Muller camp. Argue it out.
Team, bro.
Convince me, and I'll give my vote to whoever.
Okay, alright, like,
Same.
Muller has been the difference maker in every single game for Germany, essentially.
Yeah.
And he's carried them basically to the final. So, boy, that's, I think that's
Muller has not carried Germany to the final.
He hasn't.
What?
I don't think he's carried. I think Germany have been the best teams in most of the games.
I think he's been their best player though.
I think
But Germany haven't played that well in most of the games. They've been struggling, and then Muller scored. Simple as.
So
They've been
I
struggling, and then Muller
Leroy's
scored.
beating you now. Leroy's
No,
beating you now.
because I haven't even spoken yet.
Then speak before my vote goes to Leroy.
If you've been watching Colombia's games, a lot of what Colombia's been good is through Cuadrado because they'll nick the ball, and this guy he will take out the game.
If you ask a million people about who the start of the Colombia team was, who would they say? James Rodriguez. They don't.
Wow. That's a good point, Leroy.
Yeah, but if James Rodriguez was playing the Germany team, they'll say the same thing. So I don't know why you're bringing that Muller.
No. I'm just saying, like, he's been the starter of the team. He's been who their golden boy is. But the thing is, Muller has won games for Germany. End of. Like, he's won all
You
their
can't
games.
argue with that. I know you're drowning.
Now listen, if you actually want Colombia to play, Cuadrado and James Rodriguez link up has been excellent. I think Cuadrado's got quite a few assists as well. And he's been a danger man. Even there's some pieces of games that James not getting on the ball. Cuadrado's always been getting on the ball for the game. I'm not saying he's been their best player, but he's been better than Muller. Like,
He was pretty quiet against Brazil though, wasn't he? Cuadrado.
Huh?
He was pretty quiet against Brazil, right?
He's quiet against Brazil.
And then against Brazil, Muller scored the opener.
No. Hey, what do you say about that?
What was Muller doing against Algeria? Was he on the pitch?
What was he doing against Algeria? You got to answer that question.
Algeria, like, who plays for Algeria, B?
What was he doing against Algeria? That's a good question.
You know, he's kind of chilling, drinking Gatorade, waiting for the next round.
Cuadrado was actually making guys drop, like they were dying. Like, he was just step, bang, guy on the floor. Like, the link up play.
Goals in games, man.
You know what? I think he was fighting a losing battle already. Leroy's got my vote, man. I'm sorry, your boy Cuadrado. No, he's not gonna make it.
Yeah, I was always gonna go Muller because I think Cuadrado looks like.
You argue it out, but it was
Yeah, and Cuadrado looks like Chief Keef, so there we go, right.
Oh, like.
Alright, so that's the team then, guys, right?
That's what's up.
Alright, that's the team. Okay, someone tweeted in yesterday about a possible topic for today's show, and it was like about football rivalries and how they get sort of started, and a lot has been made of this sort of newfound rivalry between Liverpool fans and Arsenal fans, and
No one cares, bro. Two shit clubs, bro.
And maybe that's how it was forged. Two teams that used to be hot.
The mediocrity, yeah.
do you reckon?
In the last 10 years, you both won.
You think we have something in common and we're trying to just battle it out as
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
We're not as shit as you. No, we're not as shit as you. That's what it basically is, man.
do you reckon?
One league title between both 10 years, like that's a.
I who would you say is Manchester United's biggest rivals currently? Liverpool.
Are you talking about in terms of?
This is what I'm saying. I
We're
mean,
talking about right now, as in when he says currently, you mean
That's a
that.
historical rival.
Yeah.
that's a historical
Right.
rivalry.
A competitive rival.
But then your of course your
It's gotta be
rivalry.
City, then.
I think it's City.
It's got to be City.
It's got to be City, but then I don't think they really see a lot of Man United fans won't see Man City as rivals because they don't know any Man City fans. That's no digs. That's not a dig. That's not a dig.
They do know. I'm telling you, Man City fans and Manchester United fans do know each other, and here the rivalry is intense.
I don't think it's intense in London.
Yeah, I don't really rate Man United fans that from London anyway.
Yeah,
Shout out to Ayo.
Shout out.
Oh, who cares what you rated? I'll get a stamp. Who are argue that you ain't the president.
Not yet.
Get out of here. I thought we had a true stand. I thought we had a mutual.
My bad. See, I keep on forgetting. Just remind me at the beginning of the show. My bad.
No, well, I'll take shots back. It's all good.
No. Truce. So what about this finger thing, man? What's going on?
Somebody wants to say Bobby Valentino over Wenger. Who was that?
That's my favourite. I didn't get attached to them.
No, but no, I think with Liverpool, I think because I think this season has reignited it because they were so close to coming close to our title record again, and then we all know what happened. Gerrard's Mario Kart
again.
We
go again.
Yeah. So I think.
Did you say Mario Kart on the oil slick?
No, the banana.
Oh, the banana. Sorry, the banana.
That is good. But I think with what I like about social
Johnson's the oil
network is
slick.
that there's the social network. Like now, everyone, because before not everyone used to tweet about football. Like now, it's got to the point where it's that everyone's just it's kind of. I saw fans that I knew personally that they weren't as big fans. They've become more into football, which is really good. And and I think the rivalries have now developed a lot more, like big time. And it's just fun to see that. Even though I don't support Arsenal, but it's fun to see the Arsenal and Tottenham banter because it's just hilarious. It's just like
So it's funny. Leroy randomly just sends for Tottenham. It's so funny.
Do you know what? Tottenham fans. Seriously,
That's what it's supposed to be doing.
Being a Tottenham fan must be the worst. It seriously must be the worst.
Tottenham are a joke.
Oh my! No, I'm not even being funny, but being a Tottenham fan. Oh god.
Yeah, they're awful.
That must be. It is banter every season. There's banter every season for Tottenham, and they still try and send for Arsenal fans. It's an absolute joke.
Especially when you guys were having those battle for fourths, a couple, 2-3 seasons.
There were, and every single season they fell at the last hurdle. Do you know how hilarious that is?
The same way every single time.
They would have that. It's like the Tottenham thing.
They were just creating new ways to fuck it up.
They had the one where they all got sick.
Yeah. Lasagna Gate.
They had when we did the Champions League thing to them, where they actually got fourth.
Then you guys won the Champions League.
Yeah, so like I really feel sorry for Spurs. And you think about it, every single London club hates Spurs.
Only 3 months ago, I realised that my friends told me that Spurs haven't finished ahead of Arsenal for like how many years is it now?
Oh, it's over. I think it's since like 1995 or something like that.
So, that is, I don't even know.
The most one-sided rivalry.
How dare you talk to Arsenal fans? Like, how dare you?
You look at their team. Their team was wavy, bruv. They had Modric, Van der Vaart, Adebayor, Bale, Leonard, like in one team. Sandro in one team, bruv.
Yeah, one team.
No.
But the difference between you and them that time.
But I think the Arsenal Tottenham rivalries always stems from.
Was one man, and that was Van Persie. That's the reason why you picked them times. So you should even thank Van Persie.
Oh, fuck off.
Oh, shush, bruv. It was
It's true.
No, don't you remember Fabregas jogging through their whole defence?
Yeah, I remember that.
I remember that goal.
That goal was crazy.
I can't believe what a player Fabregas is.
So Io and Morayo, this is for both of you actually. If you were to live in Manchester, do you think that so who are you saying is your biggest rival? Liverpool still?
Historically, Liverpool, right now, City.
But is it? Do you feel that type of way to Man City fans?
I do. No. In terms of my hatred to other clubs, it ranks in this way: Liverpool at the very pinnacle, like up in the sky. Then Man City. Then Chelsea. Then Arsenal. That's in how much I
Really? I would have thought it'd been like the other way round.
Mine would be the same. The thing is with Chelsea is kind of...
But why do you guys hate Man City?
They're just cunts.
And the thing about Chelsea is they want to become ideally what Man United are, right? The biggest team in the country. And you're watching them, it's slowly happening for them.
Yeah.
The thing I hate about Chelsea is, I hate the football they play. I hate their fucking stupid kit. I hate Mourinho. I hate the fact that they buy all our bloody targets and they don't bloody play them. I hate the fact that they could play a game, create one chance, touch the ball twice and win, and then their fans will talk about it like it was the greatest victory ever. It generally makes me sick, man. Chelsea actually make me sick.
Yeah, I don't think I started hating Chelsea until I came on Twitter.
The thing
Until I met
Arsenal,
Ife. When I met Ife, that's when I hated Chelsea.
That's when you hate Chelsea. Do
Yeah.
you all hate Chelsea?
Yeah, I hate Chelsea, bro.
Yeah.
I hate Chelsea so much.
Anyway, what do you hate about Chelsea?
Bro, I hate Chelsea so much,
Right.
because like I knew we know we've been into this argument before. I just feel like you lot are you just come in with your mummy's like credit card, and then you're just smashing it about.
Yeah.
Your mum's buying you your BMW M4, and then you're just sitting there like, oh, look at my new VW M4 that I bought when your mum bought it
Nice,
for you.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's beautiful, but your mum. I hate it. And like, you follow around our scouts. Like, you don't even have your own scouts. You follow around our scouts, and then you just basically outbid us with your mummy's money, and like, and you don't even put any work into it. It's like you don't even put any work into it. You just appeared like from nowhere. And it gets on my nerves, bro. It grinds me. It grates me. I can't.
Lewis, what do you hate about Chelsea?
Similar to Leroy,
No, I want you to hear you spit. Verbalise that.
what I hate about Chelsea is the fact that you guys have just come in here.
We just come in there.
You've
I hate you, bro. I hate you so much.
you've surpassed Arsenal in like quite miraculous fashion.
Yeah.
And you stole Ashley Cole from us.
We stole him, yeah.
Yeah, you stole him.
No, you're so sarcastic.
No. I'm trying to.
Stole him.
I'm trying to understand.
You stole
because
him.
I want to kind of relate.
You're chatting shit.
So continue.
He's gassing.
No.
Because the thing is I hate about Chelsea as well is that if you guys didn't have that billions of pounds, you'd probably be bust by now. And I find that hilarious, personally.
But you said you hate it, and you find it hilarious at the same time.
But I find it hilarious that you could have gone bust, and obviously it pains my life right now.
You didn't go bust, then.
It pains my life that you didn't go bust.
It pains your life.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I love it. I love hearing people like hate my team. I remember when I was a young kid, and Manchester United were always winning season after season, and everyone hated United. And that I stood back and I looked at hate, and it's that people hate people that are glorious, people that win things. So I like to hear all of this hate type thing. Really and truly, a lot of people say I hate Arsenal. I do not hate Arsenal. You're disrespecting me when you say that. I don't hate Arsenal. Arsenal bring up, like, a lot of stories come with Arsenal. They do stupid things. They do laugh out loud things, and I'm there to comment on it. I don't hate Arsenal. I love Tinker.
Oh, I hate
I love
Chelsea.
Arsenal.
Oh.
I love Arsenal. They provide me with a lot. It's true. So I don't like when people say that.
I used to feel that way about Chelsea. You guys used to provide me with a lot of banter, but
Trust me, I know, because we never beat you.
yeah,
I remember that Carnu game.
yeah.
Oh my god! Every single time we was playing Arsenal, I knew there was no doubt. The biggest I could hope for was a draw.
We always used to beat you. Always. Yeah.
I hated that.
The only time I remember Chelsea ever beating us, like during like the late 90s and early 2000s, where you smashed us like 5-0 in the Carling Cup. I don't know if you remember that, Daniel.
We didn't. I remember maybe that was the first time, but we didn't beat you for ages because I was waiting for that day.
Yeah.
Like a fucking loser, just waiting for that day that we'd beat you, and it just didn't happen. The first time that I remember us beating you was that Ranieri one when Wayne Bridge scored the goal.
Oh,
but
Champions League.
Money at that point, huh? Yeah, Champions League.
Oh god, that was the worst day of my life.
What stage was that at?
That was semi-final.
It was semis.
But no, it's semi, wasn't it?
No, semis.
I remember it was knockout.
Chelsea lost in semis to Monaco.
Yeah, we lost.
Oh
semis.
right, yeah. So that year we would have definitely won the Champions League, and it was the last minute.
Man, you'd have definitely won a Champions
We
League.
would have definitely won the Champions League.
Come on, man. Be serious, man.
Come on, we would have beat Monaco. We would have
The
beat
team
Porto.
that lost to Birmingham in the Carling Cup, you're saying you'd definitely win. Behave. This is what we're saying about Arsenal fans. Like, I don't hate you. I sympathise with your logic sometimes.
The thing of Arsenal, like a lot of my friends are Arsenal fans, and you lot are most emotional. So, and with me, people's pain brings me a lot of joy. So it's just
I agree. Ditto, man. The blood of my enemies.
Just a match made that. Like with Arsenal, don't put me hating it because you guys have been so bad for so long. It's just been so funny. There was a period of time when I didn't even look forward to Arsenal Man United games anymore because it wasn't interesting because I just knew we were going to win. Like a routine 3 points. Arsenal at home, okay, we're going to win. Arsenal Emirates. Oh yeah, Park Ji-sung, Rooney, Nani 4-3-3.
Yeah, same formation.
Every single time. With Liverpool, like, when Man United lose to Liverpool, like I'm legitimately angry for like 2 weeks. Like I don't think I understand. Like when we lost Liverpool, I think what's my worst? I think my worst ever Liverpool United game was when they beat us 3-1 when we had all our defenders injured, and I think Kite scored a hat trick. I couldn't believe it because that time I used to say Dirk Kuyt is the worst footballer in the universe. He's so crap. The one
I hated was the one when Torres ran rampant. Yeah. And Vidic got sent off.
Oh, that one was hilarious to watch. That's when I didn't really hate Liverpool.
Yeah, for one game, I can't remember what happened because soon as Dawson and my goalkeeper.
Amnesia.
Amnesia. I can't remember that game.
Amnesia.
It's just gone from my brain. Like
I'm gonna send you a YouTube clip of it, man.
Guys, who knows anything about that Madrid right back Manquillo?
Who?
Manquillo?
How old is he? He's a youngster, yeah?
I don't know. Leroy, do you know who he is?
What about him?
Arsenal are about to sign him, apparently.
Are you going from chat, though?
What?
Where are you getting this information from? Ollie?
Some Spanish newspaper.
Okay. I don't know much about this,
but you know what? Back to the rivalries quickly.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, who are Chelsea's biggest rivals, Dan?
Who are Chelsea? Well, every single time I go to Stamford Bridge, no matter who we're playing, we could be playing Arsenal, we can play Barcelona, we can be playing Norwich. No matter who we play, everyone always stands up. We hate Tottenham. We hate Tottenham. We hate Tottenham.
Yeah, same as Arsenal.
Hate Tottenham. Like, that's what, I don't know why, but in London, I think maybe it's a Jewish type thing, but they really hate Tottenham. Like, I didn't know because I didn't used to go to Chelsea matches, so I wasn't really versed on what I should and should not do as a Chelsea fan. But I actually kind of liked Tottenham back in the day. Because I like teams that play football, and they've always had a team that have kind of played football. So I was thinking, if I didn't support Chelsea, that might have been a team that I was going to support. I go to the Chelsea Stadium, and it's militant. I remember there was one time I was coming out. I was at Fulham Broadway. It was a Chelsea versus Spurs game, and there was a guy there with a Tottenham scarf around him. The looks, it was real contempt. It was like they was telling him to get out of there. He was the only Tottenham fan there. For some reason, they really, really hate Tottenham. With me, I think the only team that I really dislike is Barcelona. That's the only team I really dislike. I hate them. I hate everything about them. I can't stand them.
Yeah.
I'm happy to see...
I think we're all in agreement here with Barcelona.
Huh?
I think we're all in agreement here with Barcelona, to be fair.
Yeah.
Disgusting club.
I can't stand them, man. I think
I hate the most out of the main rivals.
Yeah.
At the moment, West Ham, because Allardyce is there. Like I just want them to be any team that's managed by Allardyce. I just want them to perish. I really, really, really hate Stoke.
I hate Stoke. I hate Stoke.
Because even obviously, I'm wrong. When I watched Stoke are so bad that when Arsenal played them, I want Arsenal to win. That's how much I hate Stoke.
Their fans are the worst fans in the world.
They're disgusting. with their 3 eyes and 4 legs and that.
All their married cousins and that. And their brothers.
I'm not sure if it's this season or the last season, one before that. They played the FA Cup game with Man City. So obviously, I hate Man City. You see one tackle that I think who's the guy? Who's the prick with the long throw? What's his name? Delap.
Yeah.
Yeah, Delap. Yeah. If you see one tackle he did on Xavi Garcia, it was just disgusting. And people will want to talk about people cheating. That is cheating. Going out to deliberately hurt somebody, that is cheating. So why is that not frowned upon?
Yeah.
People that are Barcelona, they die for cheat. Stoke go out to deliberately hurt you. They'll play a team like Arsenal or a team like Man City with a lot of players or a team like Southampton with a lot of players who are good, nippy, great touches, and they'll literally just kick them.
But they're not even trying to disrupt play. They're actually trying to hurt you.
And I provide the opposite opinion and say that I like Stoke for what they are. And you say you hate Sam Allardyce as well, but I like what Allardyce brings because I don't like all teams having the same philosophy, having the same approach. I like different approaches to the game.
No. But I don't like you. But you're going out to deliberately hurt other professionals.
I know, that's bad. But at the same time, I do like a thuggish team around. From back in the day when it was the Wimbledon, they were the thugs of the Premier League. I like having that thuggish team around. It's because you kind of have to factor that in. So you can't just be a small
Daniel,
team.
who would you say is the thuggish team now? Because I don't really think it's Stoke anymore.
Oh, I'm not sure if there's a thuggish team, but I'm saying I like having that presence in the Premier League. I like having different styles.
I don't think we got a thuggish team around anymore.
No.
which is bad. I think I like that. I like having that.
I just hate Stokes fans. Like, how can you boo Ramsey every time he gets on the ball? You boo him.
I know that Arsenal and Stoke ever since that Ramsey thing.
That's where it stems from. They boo him. They sing songs about Ramsey because he broke his leg.
No way, lying.
I swear.
They do, yeah.
And if you get Stoke fans on your mentions in Twitter and you're an Arsenal fan, they'll talk about is how Ramsey's leg got broken, all that sort of stuff.
I think a rivalry kind of started up between Stoke fans and Arsenal fans.
Yeah.
I sincerely hope that Ramsey scores 3 goals against them in both games.
Ramsey scored against Stoke, I think, and didn't he celebrate or something like that?
He better go take off his top and start whining in front of the manager.
Yeah.
The thing about Stoke here is like everything about them so dirty. I think, you know that game you beat them 2-0? The wind was
the wind, yeah.
It's like the wind can't even behave. Like, I think someone's trying to long pass it and it's like rolling backwards. Like, yo, like, just be normal.
The Stoke game, yeah. You know, you look at Canada thinking, this is going to be the shittest game. Like, that game, Fergie used to always go, Raphael, you've been our best right back season, you're sitting down. O'Shea, without coming, just because we knew Diags. See that game, yeah? That's a game where you really appreciate how good Rio Ferdinand and Vidic were, because Stoke never used to get change out of us. Yeah. Every ball in the box, Rio and Vidic, bang, headed up.
Yeah, we just get our 1-0, 2-0 and go home, man.
They used to kill us. Stoke used to, every season, they used to beat us 2-0, 1-0.
And it always used to be like a long throw.
Long throw, and Almunia coming out to punch it and punching it into his own goal or something like that.
Club in the universe, because you are that kid, yeah, that the mum says, don't touch the iron, it's hot. Okay, mum, and then you go start kissing it. That's what our like, okay, you know how Stoke gonna play against us, but you still kind of fall into it. But that's why.
But I just don't think we had the. We weren't built to deal with it, man. We some of our players were so lightweight and just.
But the thing is, I think that's why even this season, even I always cuss Wenger more than I actually genuinely believe myself. But like, I think Wenger this season so much, because there's so many games I've watched where you've been winning, and in the past you guys still go out and play, and then you get caught on the counter attack when you're winning. Like certain games you just bring on Morayo for like Podolski stuff like that, and just kind of I'll bring on Flamini for like a Carzola kind of shot on shot. So I think if you guys are doing that from the beginning against some of these teams, when you go 1-0 up and stuff, I don't think you'd have had these type of results. Yeah. So I think we're seeing an improvement in Wenger tactically, but hopefully not that much, because I saw you guys to fail, because it'll be funny. But
towards the end, Fergie got rid of the trying to play beautiful football. He was just about winning, just getting there.
I exaggerate. We never played bad football. We never played as good football as we did before. That's because we didn't have the players. People forget that we had a midfield of Hargreaves, Carrick, and Scholes to choose from. Nani, Giggsy, Ronaldo on the wings, Tevez, Rooney, Berbatov up front. And now he wants to play the same football with Ashley Young, fucking Valencia.
Not even, that can't be the same football, but a bit more adventurous than it was, man. It was tough. It was tough. It was tough. That shit was tough to watch, man.
Next year, comes onto the pitch, and his left boot, I swear to God, when he leaves the pitch, it's like brand new. You might as well put it back in the box, because it doesn't touch his left boot. And these man, because we've got players who can't play football.
At the end of the day, you won the league with Scrubs, so shout out Fergie, bruv.
Big shout out to Fergie. Big shout out to Fergie. Anyway, guys.
One type of Van Persie for making his dream come true.
Whatever. I'm editing that part out anyway.
I'll tweet it to you every day.
Guys, has anyone got any listeners' questions we can jump onto? I've got.
Do you want to start with the Ozil one?
Yeah, go on. You tweet who did the question, and we'll discuss it.
Okay, 1 second. It's going to be unprofessional, but let me go to it right now. Right.
Liverpool fans are getting it on the timeline. Yeah, Sanchez.
If you sign Di Maria, I'm going to throw a drink up. No, if he's so young, I'm throwing a boat party. That's I'm not even joking. Like, I'll throw, but if he's so actually young, I'll throw a boat party.
All right. The question is from a tweeter named Suha. I think it's SUHUR _. X. She says, "Do you think the criticism Ozil receives since becoming an Arsenal player is too harsh or unfair?"
I do. I'll answer first.
Explain yourself. Elaborate.
Yeah, basically, what they talk about is they try and break down his. He hasn't got enough grit, and you know when you were talking about Ozil and Barkley, Dan.
Yeah.
And why you prefer Barkley over Ozil? I don't know if I'm wrong, but I was assuming it was because of their characters, right? And got a bit more of like he's a fighter and he'll scrap for his team. While Ozil's like a.
Do you know, I'll do my bit and I'll talk.
Yeah. Okay. So what I always just felt was when it came to Ozil was like people hadn't watched him because this isn't a different player from the player who came to Madrid and all the papers were like Arsenal signed world-class Mesut Ozil, and I think they've been so shocked by how he plays. And you know when somebody's like, it's popular to pick on him, the only way you can turn the crowd against you is if you play amazingly. You know how it is with fans, like when everybody hated Ramsey until he was amazing.
But as a world-class player, that's what world-class players do, play amazing. So if he was world-class before and he's not playing amazing now, because a world-class player will shut you up with performances. So unless Ozil shuts him up with performances, you can't really go around calling him.
When he plays badly, fair enough. But when he plays well, they still don't want to give him his due. Like it has to be fair. Do you know what I'm saying?
I don't think like with Mesut Ozil, yeah. I've been an Ozil fan for a long time.
Yeah.
And there's certain games I've seen where it's just vintage Mesut, where he's just picking the ball, popping. Like I think Ozil, in my opinion, he's the smartest in terms of pass selection. I don't think there's anyone better than world football. He always picks the correct pass at the correct time. And there's certain games where he's doing that, where if it was in a Real Madrid shirt, it would have been that vintage Mesut Ozil. But because he costs 42 million, which I hate people always referring back to the price.
Yeah.
No matter what Ozil does, unless he's scoring, if he doesn't score a goal, there's going to be somebody else criticising him. Especially with his demeanour, because obviously he's kind of like just doesn't really do a lot of unnecessary running. So I think the criticism Ozil receives is ridiculous.
Can I put this question to you, because I've seen, and this is just off the World Cup, and you're not really supposed to judge players wholly on the World Cup, but I've seen people like German people that have seen Ozil in Germany, and I'm not just talking about fans. I'm talking about what's the German guy again? The journalist Honigstein. So I've seen Honigstein, and I've seen even Real Madrid fans watch Ozil in this tournament and say, "What's happened to Ozil?" So this is not like kind of that.
He had to play well this tournament.
I know, but it's like even people are just saying. People are saying people that aren't against Ozil, even they're saying, "Is he on the slide?" So you can't really call it unfair if even the people that were for him are asking the same question.
No, I think you can call it unfair, Daniel.
I call it fickle because.
No. Listen, what I'm trying to say is there's no smoke without Ozil not playing as well as he should be playing. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's he hasn't been playing as well as he should play. Fair enough. But
it's his first season at Arsenal, and like when Suarez first came from Holland to England, he needed time to adapt. So maybe he will shut people up. But so far, on the body of work we've seen from him, to be fair, do you know what? I've been doing quite a lot of stuff, so I haven't really been watching Arsenal. That people think that I hate Ozil and I'm judging him. I haven't really got an opinion. But for me, the reason why I don't like Ozil is it's not on Ozil. It's like when Matt was gone from Chelsea, I didn't care. Silva, I wouldn't want him at Chelsea either. So it's not my thing where I'm trying to damage Ozil. It's just that type of player is not my personal type of player. I like people with pace. I like people that can be one man team rather than Ozil having, because you get Sanchez in because you're saying, oh, now Ozil can shine because he can pass those balls through to Sanchez. Well, I like the player like Suarez that can come in, that can do it all himself. Yeah, I haven't got anything against Ozil. I know it kind of looks like that, but I just like to make fun of people in general.
What do you think, Leroy?
I think personally that Ozil hasn't played as well as he has played at Madrid at Arsenal. That is a fact. And that is a fact because, as Daniel said, the type of player he is, he does rely and thrive on the quality around him to perform because of the type of player he is. Even for Germany, he has not played as well as he has played in the Germany shirt previously. However, he has had a season in the Premier League, which is going to be a physically robust league. Ozil was not the fittest player anyway. He never completed 90 minutes for Real Madrid. He was a player who was consistently rested for Real Madrid, and yet at Arsenal he was played nearly every single minute that he could possibly be played in a tougher league all the time. So I think there's a fatigue element. However, Ozil has been a difference maker for Arsenal and for Germany, even in this tournament, even though he's not played well. And I think he's been that consistently. So I do think that people are unfairly criticising him, but then they have right to criticise him, but I think people are going overboard, essentially.
Do you think people are going overboard, or do you think this is just a normal thing, an actual thing we saw when Carroll went to Liverpool? He got stick. You think, as a Chelsea fan, I've seen Shevchenko, Torres, Varane, all of these people, they get stick.
Yeah, but
like
Ozil's not playing that bad like them boys.
No, but even, it's like, you have to understand, what happens is, and we'll see what happens next season, but what happens is, when a player comes to big money, and obviously I have to educate Arsenal fans because you don't really spend money, but when a player comes to big money, there's that pressure, and if you can't live up to that pressure, it becomes bigger and bigger, and so you might be playing okay, but unless you're playing amazing, that pressure can really crush you. So we'll have to see if Ozil can handle it, but there's some players that, like Cristiano Ronaldo, he goes to Real Madrid for 80 million. We don't see no pressure at all. He's world class. He can handle it. So if you're going to call Ozil world class, he should be able to handle it.
That's my next point. Yeah, in terms of like respecting players' ability, like I've always rated Ozil extremely highly, but it's one of those ones where this season I'm starting to think I'm not sure if I could give you that. Although he's technically a gifted player, but can you really be classed as one of the elite of world's best if you're relying on other players' performance to play well?
That's a good question.
Because like the very best, others rely on them. Like people should be relying on Ozil, not.
But at the same time, are we thinking about, because we'll get into murky waters if you say that, because then you think about Xavi and he's
I was just about to say that.
Yeah,
no. But
it depends on.
I disagree with that. I don't think with Xavi, because I think with Xavi sets the tempo for other players to play well.
Yeah, no, but if you put Xavi at Stoke, bruv, he's not playing, bruv.
Yeah,
he's not Xavi. He's not playing. He is
Let's get one at a time so we can hear go.
Yeah, but Ozil's at Arsenal.
Are you saying what?
Ozil's at Arsenal. He's not at Stoke.
Yeah, true, but okay. And I'm using extremes for that because extremes make blurred lines easier to see. At the end of the day, regardless, it's like Daniel said, it's the type of player you are, because midfield creators, they are reliant on their forward line. They are reliant players because that's the player that if someone doesn't make a good run, there's no pass to make. If someone is not quick enough to reach the ball, then the pass is not going to get there. Like I think that's even if you put Iniesta at Arsenal, right? Iniesta at Arsenal, he will not play the same level that he was at Barcelona.
Yeah, but will we be able to call Iniesta a flop at Arsenal? I don't think so.
No, I agree.
I don't think we'd be able to call him that, because I think Ozil is more that he kind of, and it's a style that he kind of wafts around. And
he has a character issue where he doesn't apply himself as much as he can apply himself. He kind of floats around and flirts in the game. Like, you're talking about Hazard, how he likes to play around a bit, Daniel.
Yeah.
Ozil doesn't play around, but it's like when your team is struggling, if you're the best player, I want you to see you stand up and carry these guys to the win.
He's not that type of player. He's never been that type of player.
But
and that's an issue that you have to bring up when you're.
Yeah, but he's never been that same player. Not even at Real Madrid. So why do you have Real Madrid?
When I tell
listen.
Let Ayo say what he was saying.
Yeah, but I think that's the point we're trying to make. I'm saying as actual footballing ability, he's clear. But in terms of all-round player, would you put him at the very, very pinnacle? When I say very pinnacle, I mean with guys like Iniesta, Suarez, these guys.
Next point. Next.
I made my notes. And you said he was that player at Real Madrid, Leroy. And Jose Mourinho had an issue with him at Real Madrid because of the very same reason.
Yeah.
You're so talented, but you're not applying yourself and doing it for us every single game.
Of course.
So you have. It's a question.
Yeah.
Go on, Leroy. Go on.
I completely agree with that, but that's what I'm saying. He was doing the same thing at Real Madrid, because at Real Madrid he did not turn up every game. At Real Madrid he was not the be-all and end-all. At Real Madrid he didn't play God like every game. So he's doing the same thing at Arsenal that he did at Real Madrid, but obviously he's going to be a bit more tired because, like I said, he flogged every game, etc., etc. So why does he get all praise and no corn at Real Madrid when he did the same thing, but then he comes to Arsenal and he gets...
No. See, I'm agree with that. Because remember, before I used to tweet, I said, what people talk about Ozil now show they didn't watch at Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Which is fine, but that's part of the argument, because now we're seeing him. Now we're seeing Ozil. That means that it's fair, because they didn't really have a raw opinion, but now they have that raw opinion, which means this opinion is more fairer, because they've actually seen him. They're seeing who Ozil is. So what we're actually saying, if you're saying that this opinion is fairer, right?
Yeah. But then, like, it's a fair opinion. But then, honestly, like, I swear, if you put certain players with Ronaldo, Messi, Benzema, etc., they'll shine. But if you've got Giroud up top, bruv, like, it's tough.
But like, you say this, but you say this, like, but that's what I mean. Because, for example, why Mata had bloody Demba Ba, Torres, swag guys, he's still putting.
Hey, Demba Ba's
not bad. He's not a bad player. He's a good player. He just doesn't get played often.
You put him at Arsenal, bruv, and like,
he's a good player.
Chelsea strikers don't score. Like, so my point is that because obviously a lot of people, mainly Arsenal fans, well, fair enough, but they put Ozil. I think. They say, Ozil can't compare, like, because obviously I had a lot of arguments about Ozil and Rooney. So, but at the end of the day, I've seen Rooney carry Manchester United.
Yeah.
Like, we've never said, Rooney needs this person to play well.
Exactly.
They're different styles of players. Completely different types of players.
Yeah, but that's why I'm saying that I think that player is of a higher value than the player that was
Daniel, can I just chip in? Daniel, let me just chip in. Okay. I just think my point with it is, as you mentioned previously in the podcast, is the fact that Germany won 7-1 against Brazil, but the Ozil still makes the headlines for putting in an average performance, as they say. I think that's the point. Like that really jars me.
Okay, but the reason why that's going to happen is because they smell blood, and so what happens is his performance is like people can smell that, and that's going to happen. It's like with David Luiz, we were saying earlier with Brazil. Marcelo can play poor. Dante can play poor, but because obviously we're from England and the person we're going to focus on is the person that we know about. They smell blood in Luiz just like they smell blood in Ozil, and so they're going to focus on him. I mean, you just have to Ray Charles that.
Of course you do. You just have to accept it. But I think that's the thing. I think that's the thing that really jars me.
Lewis, that's the point. Is unfairly targeted. That's the whole point.
But you asked is the criticism unfair?
The difference to Ozil is exactly what happens to Chris Smalling. Obviously, Ozil's a lot better than Chris Smalling, but if you watch Chris Smalling, everyone who did Chris Smalling, asked him, name a game when he played centre-back where he played rubbish. I've asked this question 1,000 times, no one's said one thing. But he's always that type of player. And it's just a thing where in the media, once they smell blood, once you've done
they go for you. You could be anybody.
And that's why I say it's not unfair, because you're saying Ozil happens to everyone. So it's not just Ozil getting it. That means that even though you're saying it's gone too far, but everyone gets that. You know how the media are in this country. Yeah, but so it's not unfair, because the same way Ozil gets it, it's not like Torres doesn't get it.
Shall I tell why it's unfair with Ozil? It's because obviously in here is when if it's in our league, it's to do with the British press. It's in their interest. Ignore that out. It's not a World Cup. Like, why they still going at Ozil? Like, it's so irrelevant to like.
But it's funny, man.
The thing is, there's an anti. I mean, I like to say I'm an objective Arsenal fan, and I try and keep things real and objective. But there is definitely an anti-Arsenal agenda in the media, like in the British media, 110%. And like someone actually said it the other day that apparently, like, I don't know if the stats are true, but Arsenal generate by far and away the most online traffic in the UK in terms of Arsenal fans.
I think we have the biggest Twitter populace or something like that.
Because Arsenal fans jump in their mentions and it actually gives them publicity for something, etc.
Yeah.
So, but there is definitely an anti-Arsenal agenda in the media, 110%.
Do you know what? Do you remember the time when it was the invincible season for Arsenal and you had your Thierry Henrys, your Vieiras? Do you remember the press at that time? They couldn't stop saying good things about Arsenal.
Yeah.
So it's in your control. It's in Wenger's control, and you all hear that how you love Wenger and how. So Wenger can change this. I mean, you've got Sanchez now. You've got Ozil, who's supposed to be the best number 10 in the world and all this shit. So let's see if Arsenal can turn it around. But I just don't like all of these whiny Arsenal fans saying, "Oh, why are you talking about Arsenal? Why are you doing this?" Arsenal are a big club. That's what I'm saying. You're a big club. You should be happy we're talking about you.
Yeah, but it's man, you lot talking.
I don't listen.
I think Arsenal fans ask for it as well. You lot put your players up on this pedestal, hype them up. We want to bring you down. We'll bring you down.
It's just because there's so many of us. There's so many.
There is a lot of Arsenal fans.
No, but guys, as soon as Ozil signed, guys told me he's in the top 5 players in the world. Like, I'm like, bruv,
but they say top 5. Are they still saying this now?
No, I'm not sure. But like if I say something,
I think they're debating Sanchez world class on the timeline now.
See, they even know me, bro. God, leave it alone. Let him do his talk.
I think even with that, I personally think Sanchez is world class. So I'm on their side of that, but they're saying it because he plays for Arsenal now.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's the thing.
That is
the changes. The talk changes.
Because
and that's why people want to shut up Arsenal fans.
Listen, when I actually have time, I want to search for tweets here because there was a time when people were like, it was last season when I think we're talking about Wayne Ford. I was like, yeah, Sanchez. But people were like, what's the difference between Sanchez and Walcott? They do the same thing. Walcott scored a goal.
It's true.
Now, Sanchez is
also... You know what's funny? I went back and listened to a lot of the podcasts. And I know a lot of Arsenal fans tweeting at me saying, you have your little bit at the end of the podcast where you get at Arsenal. And Arsenal are a good club to talk about for some reason. They are a good club to talk about.
There's so many
they are.
Like, we generate so much, I think that must be true, that stat, we generate the most online traffic in the UK.
Yeah. It must be.
They're a good club to talk about. There's an interesting thing happening.
Listen, on TalkSport, they have their own show about us. Adrian Durham has his own show where he trolls Arsenal for the Daily Arsenal. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There is 100%. And yeah,
well, at least as long as you guys know that now you've seen what Ozil's ability really is kind of like. So he's not as good as you guys thought. A lot of your...
No, I disagree with that.
No, we're talking about the general opinion. We're not talking about you specifically.
General opinion, top 5 players in the world, he's not that good. Like, let's light on.
Oh, yeah, but alright, fine, yeah. I don't know anyone who said that, but...
The next person in line for this is Aaron Ramsey. He's going to be the next one. He's going to be like...
But the thing is, who's saying Aaron Ramsey?
No one's really put him up there.
No one's put him up there. Bruv.
Oh, my God.
No, I've seen people tweet Ayo and say some ridiculous
things.
things.
Let's not talk about extremes, man. Just generally.
Just general.
Oh, general Arsenal fans will not tell you that.
Reasonable people.
No, it's not general. This is not extreme. This is general. I tweeted. I've got a lot of fans. I said, where would you put Ramsey in the top 20 in terms of central midfielders in the world? Top 5, top 10, top 20, top 15. But most of the answers were in top 10. Mother's life.
But do you know what? But do you know what? The thing is, when Man United are doing well, I could tweet something like that and put in about 100 dickhead Man United fans saying that Evra's the best left back.
Dickhead Man United fans.
Yeah, dickhead Man United fans. I'm putting hundreds of them. Like, you can't
hundreds of them, aren't there?
Anyway, we won the league last year.
Two on the podcast.
We won the league like about 3 times in the last 3 years. So give me an example of United fans overhyping and playing in world football. Go.
Valencia.
When he was staying well.
Nobody.
Patrice Evra.
Patrice Evra
was a baller.
Wayne Rooney's better than Van Persie. Remember that?
Phil Jones.
Wayne Rooney's better than Van Persie.
Wayne Rooney. Top 3.
Yeah.
He's top 3. Ronaldo, Messi, Rooney.
Who says that?
Who says that?
Wait.
You said Van Persie was. You said Rooney was better than Van Persie.
I can't even speak. Wayne Rooney was the media, and that was the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Wayne Rooney's because he's British. They see
Wayne Rooney's better than Van Persie.
Yes, I said that. I said that. I Wayne Rooney's level of play then times when Van Persie was Arsenal was levels. And
you are smoking Epa, bruv. You are smoking Epa granules, bruv. You are
okay.
I think that.
Wait, go on, Morayo, go on.
Rooney Van Persie debate is more.
I'm just gonna.
Rooney Van Persie debate is more. What's the word? Close to the truth than Ozil top 5. Thank you very much. Period.
No, it's not. It's not.
Who said Ozil top 5? I did not say Ozil top 5 in a million years.
Hey, man, Ozil top 5.
But you're pulling things from like some thick Arsenal fans. Honestly, like come on.
Everybody. When Ozil signed the best number 10 in the world, oh my God, I think he's on the top 5.
Yeah, but this is like 12-year-olds on Twitter, bruv. Come on.
He's a great man, cuz.
12-year-olds on Twitter, man.
Alright, guys, let's move on
I
to.
just want to see what happens with Debuchy. I want to see how he gets hyped up.
Bruv, he's garbage, bruv. I don't like him. I didn't want him.
He's gonna get hyped up. I don't rate him myself.
No, he's.
I never really got to watch him at Newcastle, but now I've started to watch him. He's got to be up there, man.
No. One day Arsenal win 4-0 home against Southampton. Swaka would do Debussy today. 3 out of 5 pay cards, and then do all them stats.
Well, Ayo, do you think that Raphael? Because I remember there was a time when all Man United fans were tweeting Raphael best right back ever and shit, best right back in the world. Do you think that he's got like?
I don't think he was the best right back in the world.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. A lot of Man United fans were saying it, right?
Oh, they say he was one of the best. Let's not get it twisted. I think fans in general. Let's talk about Arsenal fans and Man United fans. Fans in general are all common. When they have players playing good for their team, they'll say it's the best in the world. Play good for like a third of the season. Raphael was banging in the Champions League on a consistent basis. So like the Arsenal players will bang 3 against Newcastle at home, and all of a sudden, oh my God, Podolski, is he one of the best winners in the Premiership? Like, get out of here. That Raphael wasn't doing bits for consistently in the Premier League, in the Champions League.
I watched Raphael live twice, and he's one of the most impressive right backs I've seen live. Yeah. He's amazing. He's actually amazing. Like,
You're the official fullback critique.
Bruv, he's actually amazing. He's amazing.
Raphael is such a good player. Like, and in our current squad here, apart from the obvious Rooney, Van Persie, and Mata, he's the one I'll co-sign the most out of the rest of them.
He's dope.
Yeah, I'd agree with that as well.
All right, guys, let's move on to another question because we're like run out of time. So,
I've got one. Like, but it's a question from me. If you lot would answer it.
No, we're not answering it.
I'm not sure. Depends on the quality of the question. A lot of dickhead United fans come up with all these bullshit questions. Say
what I want to ask is, does anybody here think that Sturridge can get to the level that Suarez is at now? Like, he can never reach that level of player? And if so, why? And if not, no. Like, why? What's your reasoning?
do you know what? I never saw Suarez as at Sturridge's like age, so I mean I don't really know how they rank in terms of where they're at in certain developments, but
I saw.
I don't think he will anyway. But that might just something to do with the English.
Dan has watched him, so I want to hear what Dan thinks. To be honest.
Okay, so with me personally. First time I saw Sturridge, it was 15 FA Youth Cup. He was amazing. It was Manchester City versus Liverpool. He was an English player. I couldn't believe it because he didn't play that way, and I just had to find out about this player. Sturridge, I've seen up close. We still haven't seen the best of Sturridge. I know that for sure. Because Sturridge on his game, score 3 or 4. But the only thing is, a lot of times Sturridge, because he gets loads of chances a game, will put one away. Because right now you're seeing a Sturridge that scores 1 every single game. But when he's on his game, he will score 3 or 4. And with Suarez leaving as well, because he can score free kicks as well, so that's even more avenue to scoring. I think soon enough we're going to see it. And he'll be scoring, he'll get like 3 or 4 hat-tricks a season. So in terms of goals, because don't forget, last season was his first full season. People don't understand that. Everyone says, oh, Hazard's young. This guy's young. Hazard's been playing since he was 16. He's had full season since he was 16.
Yeah, he's got a lot of experience.
You're seeing Sturridge now. That was his first full season. He's already got over 20 goals. You look at all of the records for Liverpool strikers. Sturridge has beaten all of these records that have been set for years. Even Suarez couldn't do that. And you say, okay, Suarez came from another country. Sturridge, he came Chelsea didn't give him a go. No one gave him a go. He was signed for 12 million. I've seen
one thing about Sturridge here, I think we haven't seen also the versatility in Sturridge, because Daniel Sturridge, like when I watched him in his young days, especially for England, he used to always play off Daniel Welbeck. He was that old school number 10 second striker. He's creative. He can bring other people into play.
Well, I think we've seen some of that at Liverpool.
Not to the extent that I think he could do it. See how with at Liverpool, Suarez, he could not score, but he's creating goals. Like, he got 12 assists or something ridiculous like that in the league this year. Yeah, I think we could see that. I think we'll see a lot more of that from.
Well, to be fair, with Liverpool, the way Liverpool are set up, everybody knows that Sturridge is a scorer, and everybody knows that Sturridge has got pace. So the way it's going to be set up, anyways, Roger's always going to tell Sturridge to run in behind.
Running behind,
exactly. So most of his game is going to be that.
But I think with Suarez, I think Sturridge, he can be that. He could be that main man.
Yeah, he's multi-dimensional. He's got everything.
I don't think. What do you think, Leroy?
I think pretty much I echo all of Daniel's thoughts about Sturridge, because I watched Sturridge as well, FA Youth Cup, and then 2 weeks later he was in the first team because I thought the guy was amazing. So I echo Dan's point, but I'm not sure about having the level of impact that Suarez has consistently, because Sturridge is quite injury prone in terms of muscular injuries. So I'm not.
However, the only thing I'll say is that don't forget, Suarez, he's had blotches. He hasn't been a consistent player. So Sturridge has been more consistent than. But you're right. Sturridge is injury prone. But the good thing about it so far is that he has niggles that only takes him out for a week or two, rather than long-term injuries. But yeah, that is definitely something.
But if he has the burden of being that guy who has to play 90 minutes every game, I see him getting niggly injuries 3-4 weeks here, 3-4 weeks there, and I see a lot of his seasons being interrupted by injuries. I don't know why. I've just got that feeling.
And do you know the worst thing about Sturridge is as well? If they don't get, because they didn't get Sanchez. And we saw at Chelsea there was under AVB, Sturridge came in on the right at Chelsea, and on the right he was like Drogba wasn't scoring, Torres wasn't scoring, Mata wasn't scoring that many goals. Sturridge was the only one scoring for Chelsea. The only thing is people clocked onto that. And then they started doubling up. And don't forget he was out on the wing as well, so he wasn't in the box. So it was easy to stop him scoring. But the way I'm looking at it for Liverpool right now is if they don't sign another distraction, then everyone will just cotton onto Sturridge and thinking, let's stop Sturridge and we'll stop Liverpool scoring.
They got Sterling there, though.
Yeah. But
and Coutinho.
Markovic as well.
Yeah, maybe Markovic, but that's an important thing. They need to do that, and they need to keep him in the middle rather than like trying to play him wide because then he'll get.
I don't like him out wide. I want him in the middle as well, man. Personally.
Yeah. But I'm telling you now, like we haven't seen Sturridge that will score three or four goals a game because he can do that 4 or 5. I'm telling you. Next season, if he scores 5, remember when I say that he's one of those players that can get 5 in a game, 5, 6 in a game.
Guys, any more questions before we wrap things up?
I've got one more question that's actually a follow-on from that question. So, like, this is from Scripto, and it says, who becomes the best player in the league if Suarez leaves?
You know, it's going to be a goal scorer. It's going to have
Van Persie or Aguero. Look, if Aguero's fit, though.
Yeah.
Aguero's another injury-prone guy, man.
Yeah, so if Aguero has a season, then yeah, sure.
He actually is that guy, like. Yeah. He is that guy. So if he's fit, and I think obviously the usual suspects will be up there. The likes of I think Alexis Sanchez because he's just a guy. Like,
boy.
But depends on how Arsenal playing though. Like, he's a talented player.
My one single vote is going to Cesc Fabregas. Simple story.
Of course it would.
Fabregas.
I'm happy to see
Chelsea bought Fabregas, didn't they?
It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird to see him play for Chelsea.
I'll deactivate again if he scores at the Emirates. I'm deactivating again. Like I can't take it, bro.
And what, Dan? You don't see Hazard making that kind of jump, do you? To be the best player in the league?
No, not this season. Not this season. No, definitely not. Hopefully he scores more goals, but the thing is with Hazard, he needs that kind of end game. He's been playing on left. Quite a few of his goals last season, he cut in and shot. The thing is, his brother Forgan, Hazard, he's amazing at shooting from long range. And sometimes I see him do a pull of Forgan every now and often, but he hasn't really got that consistently. So, I don't know, maybe he will surprise me again, but definitely, I don't think he can be the star. I'm looking at Aguero if he stays fit. Sturridge, I hope that can compete with Aguero. And then Alexis, when he was at Serie A, he did that. He was
a menace.
Exactly, where he became the kind of figurehead for Serie A. He was the talent that everyone was talking about. So obviously, when you go to Spain, you've got Real Madrid and Barca, and all that talent is ridiculous. Then yeah, but don't forget Yaya Toure last season. Yeah. Was a monster, and Yaya was on everybody's lips. I know he said he wants to leave City. I don't know what's going on there because he's been chatting a bag of shit. City fans, you know, I'm here, and because they took him in so much, and then he just came out and he started saying all of this shit. So,
Yaya's been looking to leave from the absolute get-go.
Yeah.
He does something cheeky every summer, man.
So I don't know why people are still surprised. Like, he just doesn't want to be there. Like,
but if he sticks around, then maybe it'll be a Yaya.
He will. I think PSG has spent too much money to.
Yeah, I don't see anyone being able to.
But PSG stick their finger up to UEFA, man. Financial fair play. They don't give a toss, bro.
And he's done the France thing already.
Yeah, it would have to be like a Real or a Barca.
No, with Yaya Toure, the only reason why he left Barcelona in the first place was because of Guardiola. He had a feud with Guardiola, and obviously Guardiola came in. He was the Barca B manager, and he wanted to bring in all of these Catalan players like Busquets, all of these La Masia, little Ogiers, whatever. So Thierry Henry left. What Yaya Toure is always coming up with this racism, man, the African thing, always bringing this up. But he said at a point that Guardiola doesn't like black players. He said that's why he got rid of Thierry Henry, that's why he got rid of Eto'o, Ronaldinho, me, and he wanted to bring in all of these white players. And he said that he's leaving Barcelona, and then the first chance he gets to go back, he's going to take it. So that's why he's been making noises. But that's in his heart. Barcelona in his heart, and I've seen that when he's been playing for Man City aren't really in his heart. So I think that's the only club that he wants to go back to. I think he'll stay if he can't get moved back to Barcelona, or maybe I don't know.
I doubt it, and I doubt Barca will come in for him. So
because how old is Yaya now? Like 29, 30?
He's 31.
31, jeez.
31, which isn't bad.
No,
but
for the money that Man City would demand for him.
Yeah, but don't forget, when we're talking about an anchor player, because Barcelona aren't going to want to see the Yaya Toure that... They don't see the Yaya
Man City have,
Yeah, and that player doesn't need as much energy. So if Barcelona take him back at 31, they can still have him for another 4 or 5 years. I mean, how old is Xavi?
But I mean, would they? I'm talking about the fee. Would they want to fork that out? I'm not too sure.
I don't know. Maybe they can do a deal. Maybe I don't know.
What's he cost? He's costing what? Close to 50 million.
Yeah,
even then, wages, bruv. His wages are a joke.
That's what makes it. That's what makes it difficult for Yaya. He's just gonna have to sit down and shut up.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
He's priced himself out of any move.
You make your bed, you lie it. You lie in it, don't you?
Yeah, literally.
But I'm glad. Yeah, no, but I'm glad if we keep him in the Premier League. I prefer he stays. I don't even want to talk about him.
Yeah, he's a
I want all
fantastic
the best
player.
players in the Premier League.
Guys, I've got one from Prince RWT. He asks, what are your guys' thoughts on Van Gaal's tactical setup when it comes to United? Is he going to set up the same way he did with Holland, or is it going to be...
What was the formation at Holland?
3-4-5-2.
3-4-5-2.
Yeah.
What's his main formation at Bayern Munich? Does anyone know?
4-2-3-1.
4-3-1. He was one who brought Muller in. Muller used to play off Mario Gomez with Rivalries.
At the back, was it 4 at the back for Bayern Munich?
Yeah, 4 at the back.
Yeah.
For Rivalries out wide, Gomez, Muller in that kind of attacking midfield position.
Schweinsteiger.
Do you know if he tried a 3 at the back at Bayern Munich?
I'm sure he must have at least tried it once because he's that kind of guy.
Yeah. He played that at Barcelona.
I don't think it was ever a consistent thing.
If we play that against us, he must be looking to buy 12 defenders because I don't see him playing all our.
But he's capable of anything though, literally, man.
Yeah, he's a great man. So I'm really looking forward to see how what's going to happen with our team. Like we are probably the most unbalanced squad in the Premier League. Like we're so top heavy. Like we've got a lot of players who could play in the forward positions.
It's like you got Januzaj, Mata, Herrera now, Rooney, Kagawa. So it is really.
And there's Nani.
Yeah, but I'm talking about more the kind of players that can play number 10, and you don't have pace. I think. So I think
we don't have enough pace at all.
The first thing I'd look to is to get. I don't even know Alexis. I don't know how you let him go. That's one of the players that I get.
Alexis,
Di Maria.
The thing United do not go in for players that have already turned them down. That's just like
actually that is true. Yeah,
that's it, man. That's it. You got to get away from that, man. You got to get with that. You can't let that block you.
You can't. No, but that's why it's
a mentality, man.
Yeah, that's just how. That's how. Do you know we could have got Nasri the year after we bought him? We got Sultan Pan. His agent contacted us saying that he wants to get out, and Gil was like scheme. Like they just don't have it. So, but there are other players there. I think Sanchez would have been a great addition for us.
I disagree though that Man United need to get away from that sort of thing because I think it maintains Man United's sort of elite.
No, fuck that. Listen, if it's gonna make
it's long, man. Yeah, it's long.
No. We talk about it. He's like Sanchez, the only brawler out there in the universe. Like
no, but so what you're saying?
We're talking about the top level though.
Don't forget.
So what?
We saw how Manchester United operated in the transfer market last season. Are you saying that you're going to be tossing away targets because they didn't want to come before, but now they want to come? If they're a good player and they want to come and play for the shirt, then you'll be ridiculous to say no. You'll be stubborn and you'll be idiot, in my opinion.
But if a player messes you about, why are you going to go in for them again?
Did he mess you about? What did Alexis do that?
No. Alexis didn't mess us.
And that's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. It's a silly rule to have it. But I'm saying it was a silly rule not to sign Alexis because he turned you down before.
I thought to sign Alexis personally because he's worth it. Do you know what I mean? He's worth it.
Would you have taken Fabregas?
You're asking silly questions, bro. I would have went and picked him up from Barcelona.
Exactly, that's the point.
So it's a silly rule.
Top ballers, you couldn't be missing out on them, man.
Yeah, but I think it's one of those ones where United thought they could. If we get Vidal, would we be caring about Fabregas?
I guess so.
We'll see how it pans out. A lot of Man United decisions haven't been correct recently, so...
Recently, we haven't made any good decisions in the market for like 10 years. Only
10 years is harsh, man.
How many good decisions have you made in the market? I'll say Hernandez, Vidic, Evra, which came how many? Van Persie. Carrick was, do you know how long ago Carrick
That
was?
wasn't 10 years, was it?
That
That
wasn't 10 years.
10 years.
No, that's
2006.
It was like a good 8 years.
Okay, yeah, Anderson flop. Nani is a flop.
I wouldn't say Nani's a flop.
I like Nani.
Nani was good for the first 5 years. He's only been poor the last 2. Like, he's not a flop. But go on, Karen.
Ronaldo left in 2009. Nani was like a sub option. Then he had a year and a half where he was very good. You got that cruncher from Carragher, and I swear he has not been the same player since, man.
Yeah, it's been. Yeah, it hasn't. So see, look who've been in the market. Do you know how many players that we've missed out on?
A few times they've been rejected, though.
But every club does that. Every club miss out.
No.
I should tell you Arsenal's list, mate.
We don't want to hear it, man.
If you're Manchester United, we shouldn't be like. For example, let me give you the. We turned down. We didn't want to pay for Aguero.
Yeah, 32 million. Ferguson said it's too much.
And then what happened? He goes to Man City, bangs. Same thing with David Silva, with David Villa at Zaragoza, Falcao was at Colombia. Yeah, we all looked.
River, you mean River?
Yeah, but Colombia, it was back in South America. Yeah, with Falcao, we linked with him. I think it was like 10 million. We didn't fancy it. Who else? What's his name? Benzema, we didn't want to pay. Then we decided to pay Real Madrid were involved, so that failed. Thiago's the most recent one. Like, it's just stupidity. Like, we don't want to pay these fees. Okay, it's a bit too much.
But I don't think
Torres as well. Torres, yeah. But at least for the attacking options, we've always had good attacking options, so it's been okay. It's just century midfield is really. James was one of them.
Yeah.
Ferguson's old school, like, he's not ready to really. The game's changed, man. He was trying to stand on, like, where Man U, blah blah blah.
No, but I think
you have to pay these guys who want these players, man.
Because Ferguson still did the business, so it's calm. So these new guys,
they can't do that. Basically, no, they have to.
Like, if you look around, Chelsea and City, even Arsenal, these teams are getting now. So it's one of those ones where, like, we're seeing players of excellent ability going to clubs like Zenit and Monaco.
Yeah.
So you can't even play about it.
Which is good. Yeah.
So I think it's good. I think it's good for football. Why should? No, okay, it's dead because you lot are broke.
Yeah.
No, like, but why should the good players just be going to the best teams
in one place? Yeah,
I
like it spread around. I like lots of competition.
So, but yeah.
Guys, do we have any further questions before we call it a night?
Who will win the World Cup final on Sunday?
Germany.
Germany.
I want Argentina because I can't stand the fact that they've beat Brazil 7-1. If they win this whole thing, they're just gonna fuck the Germans, man.
I want Argentina, but I don't see them beating Germany.
I only want Argentina to win it because of Messi, but because of the Arsenal factor, I'm going Germany.
Do you know what?
And then the Arsenal fans are gonna chat shit as well.
Yeah, because that's a trophy. That's a trophy for us.
As a World Cup champion,
What do you mean?
Shit, and then they'll put a picture of Ozil kissing the World Cup.
That's a trophy for us.
I can see it now.
2 trophies in a couple months. What the fuck?
Man. No. I'm fully behind Argentina. Thank you for that. It's crazy.
But I can see every single Arsenal fan I follow with a picture of Mesut Ozil World Cup. It's so predictable.
And you know what? Argentine babes are so fucking hot as well.
The South American ones, full stop.
Yeah, no, but Argentine, because they're blonde and they got this kind of golden sunken.
Oh man, they all look like Gabriel Batistuta, man. No, we don't like Argentinian girls.
What? That's a story for off the pod.
Yeah, Arsenal.
Edit that shit out.
I won't say what I wanted to say.
Alright guys, I guess we'll call it a night. But yeah, thanks for all your questions. Thank you to my guests for coming on today. And we will see you next week. Ciao.
Cheers. Later.